is very important because most of the journals are getting money and publishing your content within 24 hours, 48 hours, like the weather prediction. Then how do they do peer review? That is why I started with the peer review. If peer review means it is a time-consuming process. Okay. And then there are a lot of impact factors. You see general impact factor, global impact factor, journal influence factor, science impact factor, and cosmos factor, and so on. You need to be very careful when you have an impact factor. Just go to Web of Science and type the journal name and then find that whether the journal is there or not. Okay. If not, then it is fake. And there are so many things. You see that there are so many things. We are indexed with this ISO 9001, 2002, and so on. Right? But you never see that Scopus and Web of Science. If you don't have a Scopus and Web of Science, then why do you want to have all these things? The garland shop doesn't need any decoration. Do you? No. Right? Why do you want all these things? And whenever you see Google Scholar and everything, they are not the indexing body at all. Any content that is there in internet, it will be indexing. Claiming that they are an indexed journal, but they are not so. They said that we are Scopus indexed, we are Web of Science indexed. But if you, because thinking that Indian faculty members will not go and check that whether that is really indexed or not. So they are claiming. Okay, promising short or ultra short timings. For example, like the paper will be accepted in 48 hours, the paper will be accepted in 28 hours, the paper will be accepted in 72 hours, 3 days, 5 days, 7 days. Any journal which is telling that there is a promising time, it's fake. Any journal. Even any big journal, if they say that we will accept your paper in 30 days, fake. Nobody can give that duration, right? They may say that the paper, the first decision is like, that's average decision the people are telling, but we cannot say that. No contact location. If you just click the contact, there will be a form appearing. That's, you give your name, email, mobile number, and then type your content and send. They say that we will back within 48 hours. If they are not revealing their office address, the institute address, and so on, it's fake. One publisher, too many journals. Let's say, like, let's say Ganga publication or Kaveri publication or Lotus publication or Lily publication, and then they say that they'll have journals for almost all the departments in the college. The journal will be owned by premier society or an institution or a publishing industry. You need to be very careful with that. And whenever you receive email through your inbox, if your inbox is getting a, come on, you submit your paper here to this journal, it's Scopus index and so on. We are not big shots. Right? First, we agree we are not big shots, so that we are just invited by the journal. So if you are receiving an email, just delete it, because all the papers that are asking, all the journals that are asking papers through email are called spam journals, are called spam nulls. You need to be very careful with that. Now, example, quickly we'll see some example today, and then I'll just keep that for the tomorrow, and then we will discuss that some more on that. We'll come up with a better clarity, because already it's time is 6, and I'll take 5 minutes so that we'll take up the questions. Okay. Yeah. For examples, the first one, if you look at that, what is the problem here? No contact detail. You see that the contact name, email ID, subject, your message, and send. No contact location. When the journal doesn't have the contact details, then it is fake. Now, if you look at this is the interesting one. You see International Journal of Pharmaceutical Sciences Practice, International Journal of Pharmacy and Drug Research, International Journal of Physiotherapy and Physical Rehabilitation, Dental Research and Technology. If suppose this is from a premium medical society, then it's fine. But they are also giving Global Journal of Engineering Research Technology, Indian Journal of Chemistry and Application, Indian Journal of Physics and Application, Indian Journal of TNPC Application, and so on. What is that? You look at the 43 journals by one publisher. They are to a local publisher. Okay. Now, this website that I love the most, because this journal has all the features what we have discussed. Okay. Can anyone point out the pointers here by looking at that? Why this journal is a substandard journal or a fake journal? You can unmute and you can talk, or I can just do that. IJRASET. We'll start one by one. The first one, if you look at that, fast track publication within 48 hours, guaranteed after receiving publication fee and copyright form. 48 hours, like a weather prediction. Okay. Okay. The next one, call us through WhatsApp.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Just a minute. Thank you for informing me because I'm just putting in the full screen mode. We'll take up this one and then we'll take up the questions. Just a minute. Now is it coming? Okay, now only I think it's coming.
Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
IJRAS. So I'm just typing this particular journal. This journal that I love the most because it has all the elements that whatever we discussed. Okay. Number one, the journal name you see, International Journal for Research in Applied Science and Engineering Technology. They cover both engineering college and science, arts and science colleges. So it's a broad coverage. That's number one. Number two, if you look at that, within 48 hours, paper will be accepted. Then how do they do the peer review? Okay, so it's fake. And then you see here, if you just scroll down, you can find that there is a lot of other things. WhatsApp support. Any journal which is giving WhatsApp support, fake. Okay, and then they have got a lot of numbers, right? 7.5, 7.8, index Copernicus value, fake, right? The value, last time one of the participants argued, sir, index Copernicus value is good, sir. How do you say it's fake? See, come on, when a journal is accepting paper in 48 hours, a metrics is supporting that with some value, then the value is also fake. You see here, editor at gmail.com. You and me can come up with something like this, right? Gmail.com. Right. So if you look at that, all these things are elements of the fake. And if you look at that down, you see here, editorial board, you see. There are many editorial board where there is no photo, no contact email ID. So they should have email ID, right? Whether these persons are alive or dead, we do not know. Okay. And so on. If you just, I'll just post this because this is like you can do a kind of analysis here. I'll post it in the chat box later. You can do, and you can come to realization how this journal is there, right? So I think I can stop at this level, and we'll take up questions, and then we will continue where we left here today. We'll continue. We are going to see some more example, and then how the clone journal is in practice, and how do we need to be very vigilant and safeguard our research, choosing a right journal. That is a part 2. That is 2.0 tomorrow. Okay. Yes. Questions.
Hello.
Two things you said, that one is striking the balance, and then another one is like the pressure is there. Yes, of course, that is there. That is the order of the day, and I'm not here to comment on that, but I tell you how I used to manage that, because I'm working in a college with 16 plus hours of teaching and so on. Of course, I do guide students, and if suppose I don't know whether you're from which domain. Suppose you want to conduct one work with all systematic and all these things, how long it will take, man? You can't complete the work and the management, you write the paper. How we are doing, we know that, right? So if suppose, so how we are doing in the sense most probably within 2 months they will finish the work, and then they will do that, all these things. My suggestion is when you pick a journal, you have to do an analysis about the journal. Okay, so there are journals which are taking 2 years, which are clearly they are indicating there in the front page itself. Okay, I will show one such example here. I'll share that, but you just go and do that. This is how I will do. Okay, science relatively better in the sense, if I pick a right journal and if it is subjected to review, definitely I'll get it published within 3 months to 6 months. But if it is keep on getting rejected, then it is taking much time. Okay, so journal of, let's say, academic ethics, and just so if you are picking a premier journal like Springer and so on, and here you see here, submission to first decision is 6 days. Within 6 days, they will tell whether your paper is subject to review or not. That's it. Okay, so if it is rejected, it is rejected. We need to go, and this is number one. We can do like that. This is a Springer, and the similar way you can go for what is it? Elsevier. They have given it in the front page itself. All 4,000 Elsevier journals. If you look at that, they have. If you scroll down, you see first decision 5 days, review time 1 month, and submission to acceptance 81 days. It is an average. Definitely 81 days will not become 2 years. Pick a
Yes, sir.
journal in such a way that we need to do. If suppose this information is not available, you download the papers and you see that from when they have received, when they have just accepted, calculate that and plan accordingly. We cannot go and change their rule, but there are journals. I've been publishing papers, but if I send one article and then waiting for 3 years, nothing will move. I have to try at least 6 to 7 works, then only 1 or 2 will get published. That is my suggestion. Anyway, that is a, philosophically we can talk, philosophically we can argue. But with respect to today's content, if you have any questions, I am happy to answer it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
18 articles. Okay, single-handedly I published 1 article about whatever I presented now, how Indian faculty members are being cheated in Wiley. I wrote the entire paper and then it got published. That's what I showed, that October to January. So there is possibility, just poorly. Okay, but it's not like I publish 18 papers, you should publish. No, the 18 papers works that are done, 1.5 years back. And I started submitting, completing, revision, review, everything is coming there this year. So whatever the work that I'm doing now, it will be published in 2025 mid onwards. So you have to work like that. Yeah, I know that is away from today's talk, but this is a general view, sharing a concern within our colleague Web of Science, and probably 27,000 journals in Scopus. And please go and take. I have given a demonstration. You go and pick that. And in Madras Christian College, we have come up with a list of papers in Scopus Index for all domains. Okay, I'll share that. That is called MCC Journal Selection Guide. I'll just give the link as well here, but you can Google it. Okay, whether my screen is visible now?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
MCC Journal Selection Guide. So we have scrutinized 1,000 journals for each department. It is there. You see here, MCC Journal Selection Guide. If you click botany, Excel sheet will be downloaded. All 1,000 journals are botany. If you are from business administration, commerce, communication, computer science, economics, English, general arts and humanities, geography, history, mathematics, microbiology, philosophy, physical education, physics, political science, psychology, public administration, social work, statistics, zoology. These journals are scrutinized based on the keywords that our faculty members have given, and we have given for all departments. We collected 20,000 journals that are Scopus indexed. Thank you. Free. You cannot read the articles. You can check the presence of journals. Access. If you are a reviewer, you will get access.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a paid version.
Journal, sir. Scopus is a database. It will index.
Okay.
Scopus database, if you want to access, yes, it is a subscription. You have to subscribe for that. It will be in lakhs. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Sir, I have one more question.